Connie Dixon. I'm a native New Mexican, born and raised in New Mexico. I was saved when I was 9 years old, and it seems like God has used Women's Missionary Union in my life since that time in amazing ways. I was a GA. I grew up and married an RA, and we had two little girls who were both GAs who grew up to both be national Acteens panelists.
WMU has been richly blessed by an incredible heritage of godly women who have leaned into leadership when called to serve. Every experience in Connie's life has led to this moment in time, and she will embrace it with great courage, guided by the Spirit of God, and we will all learn so much from her.
In 1994, I went to the National Acteens Convention with our oldest daughter, and it was there that I felt God calling me into missions. And I came home and started an Acteens group at First Baptist Elida, and within 6 months was the state Acteens consultant, and I have been or held a state office in New Mexico since 1994. I was the state Acteens consultant, a mission strategist for WMU. Then I became the state president for 5 years, and I have been in the role as executive director for the past 13 years.
She's seen WMU from several sides, and not just on the state level, but working with other states and on the national level. And she's going to have such a well-rounded experience that she can bring to the position of national president.
When I think about my journey through Women's Missionary Union, God has done such incredible things, taking someone from a small town in eastern New Mexico, and I have been able to be on mission from the Bering Sea to South Africa, and from Thailand and China and England and across Canada and the United States, and it's just unreal to see what He can do and has allowed me to experience through Women's Missionary Union.
Connie and WMU are synonymous. She has a heart for missions. I would say missions is not just a job. It's not just something she does. It's who she is.
The Great Commission was given to all of us as believers, not just to pastors and missionaries. It was given to all of us. And through Women's Missionary Union, you get the tools you need to help you fulfill the Great Commission.
Connie came on our staff as State WMU Director for one purpose, and that was to help us with Christian Women Job Corps program around our state. And the reason that we asked her to come on board was her personality, her connection with so many people around the state of New Mexico. She loves the Lord, she loves children, she loves ministry.
Connie is great about working with those big churches and those small churches, realizing that missions and WMU looks different for everyone, but it looks the same, and that we're all needing to share the gospel.
Another role that I have in the state is we work with pastors' wives and with ethnic leaders throughout the state, and I am a certified spiritual leadership coach, and I love getting to just coach young pastors' wives and helping them to work through problems, because sometimes they don't always have someone in their congregation that they can be real with.
One of the things she's been phenomenal about in our state is working with ethnic leaders. We have a lot of Hispanic leaders, we have a lot of Native American leaders, and obviously they're going to do missions differently, and she's fantastic at figuring out what that looks like.
Well, I have been so blessed to have Herschel as my husband in my support system, because although I've traveled around the world, that's not exactly his cup of tea. I would go off for a week at a time when we had little kids, and he would not only stay here and keep the station and our business going, but also take care of the girls.
We have two daughters. The oldest one's Kendra, and she has a husband named Alex, and they have two boys, Taylor and Miles. And then we have another daughter, her name's Tammy. Her husband is Zach, and they have our granddaughter. And we're just so proud of all of them. Connie's always been part of the church. That's where I first noticed her, was at the church. And she was always part of the mission friends and GAs. And then she's just always been there to do whatever needed to be done at the church.
I know that God has got mighty plans for Women's Missionary Union, and I'm just so excited that I'm going to get to be part of that.
She loves WMU. She loves our mission. She loves what we're about. And I think as our president, that just kind of culminates everything that Connie's done for so many years.
I cannot think of anybody better to represent people all over our state and all over the country than Connie Dixon and WMU.
I can't wait to see how God uses her unique giftedness in this role. Welcome, Connie.